Hi everyone, Erin here from Real Wig Fun. Thanks for joining me today. So today we're going to take a look at a new TressAllure style called Charlie, and I have Charlie in the color Frosty Blonde. So stay tuned. So first I want to thank Wigs by Patti's Pearls for supplying this wig so I could bring a review for you today. You know what? I am loving this style, and I recently, over the past few months, I'm fairly new to the TressAllure brand, and I've been really impressed with the few styles that I've had, and Charlie is no exception. So as you can see, Charlie is a side swept bob. She has a full monofilament top, so you can part this style anywhere within the full monofilament section right at the top here. The fibers it's a synthetic wig. It's not heat defiant, so you can't apply heat, but I'm really thrilled because for those of you that have followed me for a while, you may know that I really love heat defiant synthetic fibers. And these fibers, although not heat defiant, feel amazing. They feel very lifelike, very lifelike, and the color is amazing with very little shine, given that this is a blonde wig, which often with synthetic blondes you do see a fair amount of shine. So I'm really thrilled. The other cap feature that I really like about Charlie is the lace front, and I'll get up close so that you can see it in a minute, but it is quite extended, which I think makes for a really natural hairline. I'm loving that. So Charlie does have an average cap size. My head circumference is 22 inches in circumference, and I have not adjusted it out of the box, and it's fitting me beautifully. So why don't I get up close so that we can take a look at what I believe to be one of TressAllure's best features within their wigs, which is their hairline. So as you can see, there is the hairline. It's incredibly well done. So this color, Frosty Blonde, is not a rooted shade, but I think it's incredible. And the hairline is very, very natural. And in part due to that extended lace that's running right into the ear tab. So what that means is I could style this style off my face with a lot of confidence because of how good that lace front is. Another really great feature about Charlie is its weight. It's incredibly light, so it weighs only 3.67 ounces. So I think this is one that you could wear all day without it feeling too heavy or cumbersome on your head, which is awesome. So as far as the overall dimensions, Charlie comes in at 10 and a quarter inches, okay? And then the front section, you will see that there are these side swept bangs, and they measure 7 inches. The crown, which is this part right here, is 10 and a quarter, and it's got a really tight nape at 3.5, which I think is really awesome as we get closer to the spring and the warmer weather, that this style is going to sit off of your neck, which I think is going to be really good to help keep us cool in those warmer months. Okay, why don't I do a turn so that you can see Charlie on all sides? So clearly this is my front. This is my right side. And the hair really does, when you put, whether you want to push it back like that, feather it back, or whether you want to tuck it behind your ear, the density is low enough that you can do so. What I really do like is right out of the box, I'm not finding this hair to flop in my face, which I really love. So here's Charlie from the back. You'll see that tighter nape that I talked about, which is great for keeping the hair off your neck. My left side, and then back to the front. So what you're going to find when you get Charlie right out of the box is it will come with a zigzag part, and it is parted on the left-hand side. But because you have that full monofilament top, you have that flexibility of parting it anywhere within this space up above. So that's great for those of you that like to do a middle part or like to do a right-handed part. So I wanted to show you, I've done this once before doing the review. I wanted to play around with it to see how easy it is or difficult to change the part. So this is the direction that it came in. And typically the fibers on wigs may want to fight you a little bit initially if you're changing the part from how it initially came. But let me show you, if I was to move this over to the right, and I'm just taking my fingers and playing with the hair just to move it over onto the right-hand side. There you go. So look at how easily, and it's not flopping in my face, look at how easily it parted onto the right-hand side. And given that it came in the box as a left-hand part, I think that's amazing. I love the flexibility of the fibers and being able to move this style based on your needs. For many of us, especially those that like that right-handed part, there are limited options within wigs, especially if you're looking at a mono part. So having this full mono top allows great flexibility depending on where you like to part your hair. Okay, so let's talk about this color, Frosty Blonde. I'd never tried this color through TressAllure before, and I really like it. Many of you know that I do gravitate to more of a cooler blonde, but this is a little bit warmer, but it striked a really good balance, in my opinion, anyway. So it is not a rooted color, so that you can see that there is no root on this shade. So for those of you that do not like roots, this is a great shade that you may want to consider. But the blends of the blondes is what really, I think, makes this color so beautiful. So it's a blend of honey blonde, gold blonde, but it still does have those platinum highlights running through. So what we're seeing is a great dynamic blonde color that is incredibly natural and really flattering. I think a lot of people would like this blonde shade for sure. Okay, so why don't I go ahead and take off Charlie so that we can take a look at the inside of the cap. Okay, so let's take another look at that beautiful frosty blonde color, and you can see the dynamic colors, which is really a result of that blended blonde that I just spoke about. I think it's a beautiful shade. Let's turn Charlie inside out so I can show you the inside of the cap. So first, stretch test. And you'll see that there is a good amount of stretch on Charlie, which will help to keep it very comfortable and also accommodating different head sizes. So here is that full monofilament top that is done incredibly well, and the extended lace front that runs right into the ear tabs. For me, this is one of the best cap features that I look for when I'm looking for wigs, and it's because it helps with the natural hairline. So I love this. I think the lace is soft, it is not itchy, it feels comfortable on my head. And then the rest of the cap's construction, you'll see open wefted sides and back. Charlie does have felt covered ear tabs with metal stays, so they're very comfortable. There is not an extended nape on Charlie. However, TressAllure does have these Velcro adjusters. Like I said, I have not adjusted it out of the box. This is how it came. But if I wanted to let it out, I do have some room to do so, as you can see, and then certainly plenty of room to bring it in if you have a smaller head circumference than myself. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about what you think about TressAllure's Charlie. I have to admit that I like it better than I thought I was going to. I love the fact that I love the length. I think it's very wearable. I think the lace front is incredible. I really do like this frosty blonde color. I am going to have to try other styles in this color. And although I normally gravitate to rooted blondes, I am loving this one. I think it's incredibly natural. So I hope that you've enjoyed this quick look at TressAllure's Charlie in the color Frosty Blonde. Thanks for staying tuned. Stay well and stay safe. Bye, everybody.